Hello, welcome everybody to this Light Summit 2022. My name is Jonita D'Souza and I am really excited to present to you to embrace this place that is created by Abigail. Thank you so much to begin with, and I am super excited to be a part of this co-creation inside of the Light Summit, and also very excited to present to you a tantric secret to personal magic. So I'm just gonna do a quick rain check to see if my voice and everything else is going all right. So if you are joining me, please let me know where you're joining from. I am currently traveling in India, and I am in India and tuning in from this beautiful place. And the reason I want to mention is that in case you hear heavy rain or some dog barking or a honk randomly in my background, then that's life. That's life that is alive here in India. And let's just begin. I think I can see myself. Just quickly checking. So, yep. Okay. I am not able to see comments like, hey sister from Minnesota, yay. So let me give a quick introduction. So many beautiful sisters that kindred spirit here. I am so happy to see familiar names and faces, and all the magic that we are going to co-create, not just through our own presence but energizing each other's presence. And this is going to be a beautiful opportunity for each one of us to remember a little bit of our own light frequency through each other's transmissions. So I'm very excited and happy to be here. My name is Jonita D'Souza and I am a feminine lifestylist. Call me a self-leadership mentor for women. I am also an international tantra teacher, and I embody the tantric lineage, which has helped me to create a beautiful bridge between the Eastern traditions and the Western lifestyle, the modern day busy lifestyle of us women, and how we can bring those two opposites into co-creation for a beautiful life, for a more fulfilling life. So my journey of exploring femininity began sometime in 2009, and it has been a journey of continuous growth and expansion through riding the waves of different aspects of the feminine, and that led me to create my company called Exploring Femininity, which has now evolved into a container where we offer online courses, in-person retreats, as well as private coaching to women who are keen to utilize their innate gift in the womanly body, the feminine, for the highest good, for even to restore their masculine and to create a life in which they lead. They lead in their love, in their presence, in their pleasure, as well as in their purpose. So today I want to share a little bit about the classical lineage of Tantra, which really opened eyes to me about personal magic. And when I say personal magic, what I mostly want to refer to is my authentic essence that emanates, that radiates, and that also magnetizes more of what I desire. So before we begin, I am really curious to know, what is your definition of magic? What has come to your mind when we speak about magic? So, in today's session, I want to share a little bit about magic, yeah, from which perspective we can embrace magic, personal magic, and from the perspective of Tantra. And then I'm also going to share a simple movement practice. And this movement practice is pretty much a combination of breath work, intention, breath, sound, movement. These are the golden elixir in the Taoist Tantric arts, and that helps us to form a unity in our energy centers, right? So I'm going to share that beautiful process with you. That is so simple and so powerful towards the end. But let's begin with magic. I'm really curious to know, what is your definition of magic? And I'd love this to be interactive so that we can really feel into what we are co-creating here. Each time we bring presence to some kind of presentation like this, we amplify our own vibe. So if you're watching in the replay, I'd love to know, what is your definition of magic? What is your perception of magic? And what I know to be true is that ever since we were little girls, we loved magic. Magic was so normal. We did not require any proof. We just believed. That's the energy of erotic innocence. Believing before seeing, because we feel it in our bones. We don't know what it means. We don't understand the logic behind it. But we know it's real. Let me know if this has been your experience when you were a little girl, your little child within experienced that stone carved belief in magic that was more real than anything else, right? And I also remember that when I was little, people used to do silly things, to silly tricks, I would say, and then would call them as magic, and would want me to get excited, like, wow, yeah, this is magic. Hey, do you want to see magic? Let me show you this. So it was also good, it was so common, and it was so normal, and it was kind of everywhere. People use that language. We still do when we speak to young little ones. But I also remember when I grew up, magic became superficial. The idea that, all right, get real with life now, and that magic is something really bad, or it is some kind of woo-woo, maybe it involves some spells or witchcraft, yeah. And oftentimes, even in India, what is very common to see is when adults talk about magic, it is by default considered as black magic. So I'm really curious, really curious to gauge if this has been your experience, because what happens is that when we are in our younger years, we are so alive in the essence of magic, and then life takes over. Yes, Shani, it's so interesting. Yeah, we felt it. Yeah, magic is light and fun and mysterious. Some people are so stuck in their heads. Yeah, that is so true. And a lot of it is also about, us growing up and being told that, okay, now it's time for you to grow up, get real, go get a job, go do something to make money, and get serious about life. And no wonder people are stuck in their heads, and many of them. And then when we bring the topic of magic, what we get told is like, it's for kids. It's for children. It's not for adults. Well, if it wasn't for adults, I don't know how Harry Potter would get so popular, such a popular phenomena, right, among adults too. So what I want to share is by putting this perspective is the magic never leaves us. This curiosity vibe, this vibe of that something beyond us is so real and is so true and so powerful. This idea is deep within us because magic is who you are. You, I, you, me, in this body, in this flesh, we are magic. Take a moment to breathe this in, really feeling into yourself and probably holding your heart and I am magic. Just take a moment and see what sensations begin to swirl in your body as you say that. Because everything about you is magic. From the daily creation, from the time you were created, to the everyday unfolding, your breath, your gut feeling, your intuition, that knowing that you always have inside of you that has helped you, protected you. Magic is who you are. You've got this already. What we've got to do, the do part, because magic is who we are. So we are the being part of magic, but what we've got to do is begin to start claiming it each day. That I am magic. And the more you claim, you don't have to know, you don't have to have any logic behind it, you don't have to have any explanation or mathematical equation as an adult. What if you just decide to claim it, regardless of all? And see how your life unfolds. There is a really beautiful book by Joe Dispenza, and the book is called You Are Supernatural. There he explains in a very scientific way the reason why you are magic. So I highly recommend that book. By magic, the definition, I'm gonna ultimately when we say we are magic, right? The thing is, we know this, we just don't say it loud to ourselves, and oftentimes we get busy to even claim it. But when we do, we feel it. We feel it. I remember being in one of the ceremonies and with my eyes closed, and in that moment, I saw my body. I had an out of body experience, and I saw my body. I saw myself in my body from the outside of my body. I'm trying to explain a visceral experience. It was an out of body experience, and I was seeing myself sitting and meditating, and I could see each and every part of my body, every single cell, all the veins, the nerves, and all the movements, all the things that are conspiring inside of me to make me happen. Wow. That moment was a big moment of reverence for me to realize that, wow, this entire system is so magical. It's so precise and it's so magical because we are magic. We are. When you look at the definition of magic, it says something like magic is the attempt to use your powers in such a way so that you can influence a desired outcome. Let me repeat that. Magic is this attempt to use your powers in such a way to influence a desired outcome. So if you really think about it, we do this all the time, consciously or unconsciously. we use our powers consciously or unconsciously to influence a desired outcome, consciously or unconsciously. What are these powers? The power of our thoughts, our feelings, our sensations, our knowing, our psychic abilities, our gut feeling. So we use our powers every day to influence our actions, our responses to life. So how about if we today take a moment to see once again from the lens of magic and from the lens of being a magician that, hey, I can actually choose. I can choose to use my power in such a way because it's available, because it is available. And we are called to remember. And there are different ways, several techniques, and there are so many teachers inside of this Light Summit this time around who will be sharing lots of different techniques with you to enhance your light frequency, to enhance your magic. So it is up to you to make a decision today, make a decision, a conscious choice that, hey, today I'm remembering. I'm gonna remember. I decide to remember, I choose to remember my magic. And then pick up the tools and see what feels good to you. That's why we all are here. And that's why I am going to be sharing with you one of the tools that can help us enhance our personal magic through understanding of specific energy centers in our woman's body. So if you are in a woman's body, then there are specific energy centers that you can get acquainted with. The understanding of that will help you enhance your personal magic. And personal magic is pretty much your personal radiance, your magnetism. Hey Felicia, aloha. So, energy centers. I want to bring this perspective that, as per the classical Tantra traditions. First of all, we all are aware of, I hope so, I believe, I trust that we are aware of the energy centers in our body, which are the chakras. And here is the thing. We know we have 7 chakras. Each of them is an individual center of information. Each energy center has its own specific energy information. Each energy center carries a corresponding level of consciousness. Each energy center has its own light frequency, its own message, its own consciousness, its own unique hormones, its own chemistry, its own neurology. That's why they are called energy centers. And I'm going to share with you the 3 energy centers if you are in a woman's body, that your awareness can really enrich your essence, your presence, your radiance, your magnetism. And since I'm talking about the tantric secret to personal magic, I want to take a step back and talk about Tantra itself. What has been your experience of Tantra? I'm really curious to hear, to gauge where, if you are aware of the concepts of Tantra, or is this something that you are intrigued, something that you practice, something that you are curious? Where do you stand on the scale of your perception of Tantra. And I have a reason why I'm asking you this, is because I come from an Indian background. And when I was in my early 20s, I left India and I started living in London. And I've been living there ever since. And so my initiation, awakening into this divine feminine arts happened when I was living in London and going through one of the darkest nights of my life at that time. And a teacher appeared. There's a long story around it. And eventually I got initiated into the divine feminine temple arts. And I learned it from several teachers in the West, and it really helped me elevate this emotional baggage that I was going through, helped me really reconnect with my body, my pleasure. So it really opened up my feminine in ways that I could express myself in ways that were more congruent and in integrity with who I was and who I am. And all of that was really beautiful and really exciting, and I started sharing this medicine, and my life has been a blessing ever since, through its challenges as well. And then something really beautiful happened when after 20 years, I came back to India, and I started meeting, sitting with the mystics, the classical lineage holders of Tantra, and started learning from them, and it opened whole new realm, which I realized that we in the Western world are not shown as. So Tantra is morely associated with sex and orgasms and multi-body orgasms and sexuality and all of that, seeking spirituality through our sexuality. And that's how Tantra is being shown. So when I in the West tell I'm a Tantra teacher, people already assume, those who know already assume, oh, she teaches about sacred sexuality. And that is true to one extent, but that's just one tiny part of Tantra that we are being presented with. There is so much more to it, and hence my interest resulted in me being in India now for 2 years and rediscovering all of this classical lineage. It feels like I have come back to my own roots and really unveiling this information, and I'm so happy to present this to you all. And I think with Abigail we did a podcast. It is available in her YouTube as well, where we did the misconceptions, did an entire episode on misconceptions, dangers around Tantra taught in the West. So you can have a look if you are interested in going into the depth of it. I don't want to go that deep because I want to stick to our topic and our time frame as well. But yeah, Tantra is this word that is becoming more and more familiar to Westerners, but largely misunderstood. And when I say Westerners, I also want to say that it is quite misrepresented in India as well. A lot of Indians consider Tantra as black magic because it requires a lot of work with the taboos, especially sex, right? So it's considered, in the West, it's considered as an easy path to awakening. Like you connect to your body, you connect to your sexuality, and then you connect to higher centers of consciousness and all of that. All of that, and there is more to it. When you look into the traditional sense of Tantra, Tantra literally means to weave. Yeah, so weaving, to becoming one. One with what? To become one with life. Unity, consciousness. That's what Tantra means. Yes, that includes sexuality. And sexuality is just one part of it. but in its entirety, Tantra is about weaving, becoming one with life, becoming one with consciousness itself, weaving this universe that is inside of us, which is called the microcosm, with the universe that is outside of us, which is the macrocosm. So it's literally a spiritual science that is all about uniting the microcosm with the macrocosm through the process of transfiguration, which is seeing divinity in all beings, in all things. So this can go on and on. But as a spiritual part, Tantra emphasizes on purifying mind, body, the physical body, and the energy body. And hence the focus on the energy centers, right? And it is usually done through rituals and through sacred practices. And a lot of the practices, the Tantra comes along with mantra, yantra, and mudra. So mantra, which is the sound, the sound quality. Yantra, which are the drawings, the sacred geometry. And the mudra, which is the yoga of the body, the postures. So Tantra in the classical entirety is practiced alongside mantra, yantra, and mudra. So it's so much beyond sex, and that's about it. So what I also understand is when Tantra is concentrated only on the teachings of sacred sexuality, then it is called Neo-Tantra. It's not Tantra. It's not classical Tantra. It is Neo-Tantra. That's the westernized version of Tantra. So, back to the energy centers. And here's where the interesting thing is that I want to tell you. If you are a woman, I want us to understand that we have positive and negative poles in our body. I'm gonna check comments. The comments take time to appear. But thank you so much, Janine, for commenting. Tantra has been in my field for a couple of years and intrigued. Yeah, take me a look. I know the West has made it all about sex. Yeah. Which is good, why not? But let's go beyond, right? Because what happens is when we explore sex and we are so full of our sexual energy, then there comes a point that we don't know what to do with all of this sexual energy, and sometimes it can backfire, and it can lead to a whole deviation. So, as a woman, we have different, men and women both have positive, negative poles in our bodies. So let's talk about energy centers. The 7 chakras. The 7 chakras weave together and create this energy system in our body. So for a man, the root chakra, the solar chakra, and the throat chakra are the positive poles. This is where the man can easily give from. This is when a man energizes this positive poles in his body. There is an integration of conscious masculine, and it comes naturally. So the root is all about providing the security, right? The solar is all about the esteem, which for some reason, if you see, it comes much more easily to men as compared to women. Throat is also expression. This comes much more easily to men as compared to women. Why am I comparing this? Because things have happened centuries ago for women, which had led to a lot of repression in our bodies, in our energy systems, which we are carrying through generation and generation. But what we're doing is, in this day and age, the undoing, the unlearning, the shedding, the unveiling. So for a woman's body, her positive poles are her sacral chakra, right? Her heart chakra and her third eye. These are the woman's positive poles. The crown, which is the seventh chakra, is beyond duality in both men and women, so it doesn't have a plus minus. Yeah. So if you really look, what has happened is us living in our busy lifestyle. Why do we forget our magic? Why do we forget our essence? Why do we forget this innate supernatural being that we are? Because we have become polarized in our negative poles, which is the root, the solar, the throat. We are constantly focused on survival, which is the root, the fear, the fittest, the solar. We women are also focused on building this heavy core, flat bellies. This is a trend by the media. The throat. We've learned that we have to be loud, we have to be outgoing, we have to be pushy in ways for us to be seen, heard, met. We've done this, we've been this, we've over masculinized ourselves for our own safety, for our own existence, for our own success and false idea of liberation. Let me know if this makes sense. Yeah. So the tantric secret to your personal magic is pretty much you, if you're in a woman's body, it's all about you becoming polarized in your positive poles, the positive chakra centers, which are the sacral, the heart, and the third eye. What happens also is when we are polarized in our negative poles, which is as a woman, which is the root, the solar, the throat, and we come in relationship with a man, let's say, let's look at man-woman dynamics. We create attraction in the beginning, but then repulsion. The attraction doesn't last longer because what happens is we are unable to receive. As women, we block our receiving when we are polarized in our negative poles. Yeah. So let me know how, makes more sense, right? How this is setting with you. I love this about negative poles for women. Yeah. So what happens is that when we, on a regular basis as women, are able to energize our sacral chakra, our heart chakra, and our third eye chakra, we come into, it's called the flow of consciousness. And inside of the Taoist arts, it is considered that we have three centers of consciousness in our bodies. One is in the lower belly, which is the sacral. One is in our heart. And the other one is in our third eye. So the belly is all about the sacral. The belly is all about our desire, our passion, our creativity, what we are birthing. We have a brain there as well. There is a gut brain there. It's our intuitive ability. So when we are able to tap into this consciousness, this center of consciousness, and then combine it with our heart consciousness, our heart consciousness is our innate capacity to be love, to offer love, compassion, forgiveness for self, for others, we are able to create power. Because power, just in the womb, without alignment with the heart, with love, is not real power. It's egoistic power. It's not innate power. So why the third eye? The third eye is our energy center for clarity, concentration, intuition, universal connection, right? Our third eye. This is our connection with the divine within and the divine around. This is the bridge, right? So again, in India, there's a tradition to anoint your third eye, which is really beautiful on a regular basis, and hence the concept of bindis happen. These days it's more glamorized. Usually it's a red dot. This also signifies something really important: universal connection. The third eye consciousness is also about us recognizing that when we are connected with the power in our womb, our desire, our idea of birth, passion, whatever, creativity, and when we take it out in the world with love, with integrity of love, we do not have to always do all of these by ourselves. As long as we are following that intuitive knowing, that alignment with the heart, our third eye consciousness helps us to understand, to remember the fact that we are co-creators only. We are doing this magical dance with the divine itself. There's this universal connection. We do not energize this part of our body. It's a place where we can claim that life meets, spirit meets us halfway through when we energize our third eye, our intuition, our universal connection to the divine. Does that make sense? So I want to share with you a beautiful practice to energize these three centers: the sacral chakra, the heart, and the third eye. And you can do this as simple breath work practice. I do it even lying down sometimes. It's very beautiful in the mornings when you know your intention for the day. You can connect your heart, your womb, and consecrate using your third eye. That's one way to do this practice. Another way to do this practice is through gratitude, just feeling gratitude for your heart consciousness, feeling gratitude for your womb consciousness, and then feeling gratitude towards your third eye consciousness, your divinity consciousness. So these are a couple of ways where you can do this movement practice. So I'm going to show you in a minute, and I think this will mean that I shift myself somehow. Okay, I'll have to move. So make sure you're sitting somewhere comfortably. You can do this standing. It's much easier to do this standing. I'm going to sit behind and show you. And once you find your rhythm, it becomes much more easy. You can follow your breath. So let's see. Okay. So this is your womb consciousness, yeah, your sacral chakra, which is just 3 inches below your belly button. This is your heart center that you know, and this is your third eye. So we are going to begin. I'm going to get comfortable here. We're going to use the Anjali Mudra. The Anjali Mudra is pretty much the prayer, the Namaste Mudra. And with your thumb, it's going to be touching your heart center, right? So you're going to be like this. So bringing your thumb to your heart center and taking a moment to feel into your heart center. The heart chakra is called Anahata. Anahata means the indestructible, the unhurt, something that cannot be ever destroyed. That is what your love is. Your capacity to love and forgive yourself and others. So what we're going to do is, once we feel into our heart consciousness through our touch, we're going to take a deep breath in. Bring your hands to downward triangle, holding the breath, and then gently sweep this to your womb, exhaling. And then connecting with your womb consciousness. Yeah, so connecting with your womb consciousness, your cauldron of desire, passion, creativity. And in this moment, you're going to inhale once again and scoop your hands to your third eye. Again, using your thumb to press the third eye. Inhaling. And sometimes you may feel like there is a tension building up because you're inhaling while you make the connection with your third eye, this capacity to intuit, connect with the divine within and around. And you are holding your breath and you may feel like there's a tension building up. Let the tension build up. It's okay, you can handle it. And exhale back to the heart. So if you have an intention for the day, let's say, you can feel into your intention and you can connect with your heart, and then you can connect with your womb and then surrender it to the divine. Let's do this a few more times so you get the hang of it, and I'm going to guide you now. And in this moment, you can close your eyes with your thumb, pressing your heart center, feeling into your heart. What is your heart's desire? And taking a deep breath in, holding that breath, feeling into your immense capacity to be pure love. Downward triangle, sweeping it as you exhale to the womb. Holding this womb mudra from your navel and feeling into the feminine power center in your body, your pelvic, your gut feeling, your innate wisdom. You can offer gratitude or speak your desire or simply listen. It's up to you. And now we're going to inhale, scooping and bringing your thumb to your third eye, holding your breath and feeling your connection. If you don't feel anything, you can simply invoke. So you can command. I command connecting with the divine within. I command the source to co-create with me. So you can give a command, holding your breath, and exhale, coming back to the heart. Let's do this one more time. And you can do it at your own pace, your own breath. If you have some sensual music at the background, that'll be even better. I like to do it with music. It's just juicy that way. Let's do it one more time. Breathing in. Bring a gentle smile to your face, feeling your heart's capacity to love. Love your desire, love you, love your problems. Love those annoying people in your life. It's all possible in love. Downward triangle, exhaling. Connecting with your womb wisdom, offering gratitude for your passion, your desire, creation. And taking a deep breath in. Scooping your hand, bringing your thumbs to your third eye, holding your breath, connecting with the supernatural within you, around you. Thanking for the intuitive guidance, connection to the spirit. And exhale back to the heart. So my dear sisters, this is the beautiful process that I wanted to share with you. You can use this as part of your morning ritual. You can use this as part of your gratitude, your intention. Sometimes when fear cracks in, on the days where you're feeling low, on the days where you just want to hold yourself, you can use this. You can do this standing, you can do this lying down, and literally 2-3 minutes of this can really reset your energy centers and bring your nervous systems into what is that? Oxytocin levels. So let me see if there are any comments. My pleasure, sister. So I'd love to know if there are any questions that I can answer, or when you're watching the replay, if there is something else that comes up. What is your experience of this this process, this breath work with this mudra process? This is highly effective when you do it regularly, and yes, I specifically recommend doing this in the mornings. And with this, I'd like to close our time together. If you would like to work with me more, or you'd like to get more taste of my work, if you resonate with my energy, then I have a free gift for you, which is called Sensualize Your Womb, where I am teaching several sensual practices for you to connect with your womb wisdom. And I'll drop in the link somewhere, probably in the chat here or in the description of the video. And you can take yourself in that beautiful journey. I also keep offering plenty of other tools that are specifically designed for women to experience self-leadership through somatic arts. And I think this day and age calls for us women to learn self-leadership, take it to the next level, not just out in our workplace, but in our personal lives as well. So you will be able to find a lot of work of my work around that topic when you connect with me through this freebie or through my Facebook page. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank Abigail for creating this process here, this Light Summit. I have seen the topics of different sisters presenting here, and it sounds fabulous. So I hope you take whatever tools you would like and put it in your toolbox for the days that you feel will suit your energy and frequency. I like to say that feminine cannot be restricted to strict routines. That's not feminine anymore. She likes to flow, and she does not like routine. She likes discipline, which is devotional, but she doesn't like routine. So it is always good to have a variety of tools in your toolbox, so that you know, okay, today my energy is a bit low, so I might do this and I might skip that, and you decide, you lead yourself, right? So thank you so much for watching, being here, and I'm so blessed to be sharing this information with you. I am going to be looking into the next presenter. She is starting at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, Gabriel Taylor, and she is going to be sharing more about activating the divine feminine archetype. So I'm sure that you are in here for a treat, and I wish you a very beautiful rest of the day wherever you are. Alright, I need to figure out how to turn this up.